I never like things being too predictable, but again, if it's strong, just stick with it. I think what Omega are doing here is just trying to take out every single hero that has high mobility from the game. We've got Storm Spirit already picked on their end. There's still the Ember and the Void Spirit available, but the Timbersaw, he's capable of going in super deep. I keep bringing up the Sniper. This feels like a pretty good game for him so far, as long as you're not getting locked down by that initial, Tusk snowball in. It can mean, I mean, look at what they're banning out, right? The Arc Warden, very good counter against I don't know. I just feel like with a DK and a Wraith King, you just need to walk up to fights a lot of the time. So they're definitely going to need something that's
10 seconds
not quite as predictable on Motivate's side for mine.
5
I'd get rid of the
seconds
Ember.
remaining. Radiant team pick.
LC, huh?
That's kind of that hard to spell I was talking about, I guess. So just
Dire team
against the Axe, it does not matter. Hey, the Motivate Death
It's okay.
Prophet.
It doesn't dive super deep, but it still does create a ton of pressure. And I'm not sure if even something like a Sniper is going to be able to dish out enough damage to be able to deal with it.
10 seconds
At least super
remaining.
early on. I mean, your towers are in danger. Like, all three of these cores have serious
5
tower
seconds
taking potential.
remaining.
Wraith King, of course, high damage plus skeletons, DK ultimate, DP ultimate. It's a lot, and Nyx does not do well at clearing waves for sure. What could we look for here? Anything that Life Stealer, maybe? It's not amazing, but
I still don't hate the Sniper, honestly, like you were saying. I feel like the DP is not going to prevent you from going it.
I just feel like you're not going to be able to do enough damage super early on.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's when Motivator going to be pressuring you.
Yeah. Is Life Stealer then, though? Because I feel like you need, like, your damage really ramps up towards the later stages.
What does do damage is the better question super early on that's going to be able to stop all this tower push.
Is PL banned?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
If it was an Omega, I probably wouldn't suggest the Sniper, but I just know that Tino loves to play it.
We're about to find out. That's not.
You may now select your
Did not
heroes.
even come up. Did not even come up at all.
Did not register for minus. I mean, it's a decent amount of damage for sure, but you're not mobile by any stretch. You're going to be using the power almost exclusively for yourself. All I got to say is this this rotating trio, maybe even a foursome on Omega, just needs to get chain kills over and over again. And these are some hard heroes to get chain kills on outside of the AA. Basically, everything else just has good innate survivability through like an ultimate on the Wraith King, Spirit Siphon on the DP, Masaros just being a Dragon Knight, and of course the Snowball on the Tusk. So it's just going to need to be 100 to 0 lockdowns. I don't think they got the damage on Omega, but might be proven wrong if their precision and coordination is on point.
Do you feel like they lack damage early game, or like when do you feel like they're mainly going to lack damage? Is it the early game, the mid game?
At all stages, to be perfectly honest. I feel like Fearless is going to get enough out of that mid lane as well against Ken. I don't think Ken's going to dumpster it, so he's not going to get a super early Orchid timing, for example, that's going to, prevent the Tusk, for example, or the DP from getting off their spells that they need to survive. So, yeah, and it's going to only be made even harder by the fact that you do have a Tusk, right? So he can potentially rotate through onto the Storm Spirit and help, maybe even win the lane for Fearless. But you will notice, next to every single one of these Motivate names is their little logo. They've all purchased up the supporter pack. I don't know if it's the gold one, but I did ask in the lobby that they start showing us some of the things, and there we go. Fearless. He even has his little face there next to it with the teeth ding coming through.
Oh my god. There are some good ones. I feel like this is only going to be the start. we're gonna get a full treat of them the entire show. So, I'm a bit worried that the mag is gonna be too slow from a mega. We've seen this hero kind of pick up a little bit of popularity towards the tail end of season 2, when, in particular Europe, I was seeing a lot more play it in the off lane. So the fact that they're kind of giving it to Tino, I'm just worried that Motivate are they're just going to group up. And Dire have this lineup where you need to go for pickoffs, like Nyx, Mirana, Storm, Axe, very much reliant on getting pickoffs early. And that's the thing about Radiant's lineup, where they actually don't give a damn about pickoffs. Like, you group up with Exorcism, you group up around the Dragon Knight, Elder Dragon form, you lose objectives, and then you're going to lose map control as well. So I feel like if a Mega I just think Motivate are too good of a team to recognize like how they need to play this game. And the way they have to play it is already heavily enabled because of the heroes they have. And I think it's going to bite a Mega in the back.
Yeah, I think Q's been showing some really good form as well. So he's going to be in position around a lot of these pushes to make sure he's not the one getting caught out first in a lot of these engagements. Because I feel like if he's fine, the rest of the team's going to be fine. He's going to be able to come in with that snowball and make a lot happen.
You think you good,
So funny. Do we know who's saying it?
Here we go. Yeah, it's Fearless.
He's gonna alright, if Fearless gets a solo kill, that has to, like, you can't get a solo kill and not spam that, I feel like.
And
like,
then if you get solo killed, it's the Nani. You know, you gotta use the Nani instead.
Perfect opportunity for any occasion.
Let's see when Jackie's gonna drop down his pizza party meme.
Yeah, true, actually, I want to see that one. Is that it?
No, I believe that's Masteros. I might be wrong though.
Come on. Q's like, come on, you can't put it on the tree. It looks wonky as.
Nani?
Where's the pizza party? I just want to see it now.
Nani?
Sirs? Please?
Nani?
So many good voice lines. You gotta pay some big bucks for him though. Want to see a Mega?
I mean, half of it goes back to them, right? So they're fine with it.
The battle
Yeah, I just meant in
begins.
general because I think they had the Arkosh one as well. Yeah, Phyllis has the Arkosh one too.
He is a bit of a weeb. You know, we always do a little bit of that profile check. He's got a high Q character as his the volleyball anime as his character. I don't even know what the one that no wait, Masteros has that. I don't know what Fearless's one is.
It's Jackie's. That doesn't look like one. Never mind.
That's not even anime. That's a real person, Aries. I know you wish anime was real, but it's not.
What? I don't think I've actually consciously decided let's watch anime. I haven't watched the Dota one yet. I mean, sure.
Come
like,
on. You're missing out on the meme potential.
I do. Like, I really need to watch it, especially just like the fact that I cast Dota and don't watch it. I feel like that can't be a thing. So it'll happen. It will. When though is a very good question.
It honestly feels like you're a bit of a traitor, to be honest. I mean, we're just going into a snap 7-day lockdown, so maybe now's the time to do it after we're done with our cast.
I still gotta work, so we're fun. We're all
true.
Love life. Love it. Good life in the warehouse. Mask gaming as well. You can.
Very confident about when they picked up this Storm Spirit, second in the first phase. So let's see how Ken's able to perform on it. He is, of course, the stand-in, wanting to impress.
How does this matchup fare between the Death Prophet and the Storm?
I'd say it's pretty even. You know, once you get the silence up, even the 1 point, there's a lot more
nice skewer.
kill potential, of course.
Mastros took for a short duration with this Q's snowball. But you do see this double melee is always under a potential threat of that skewer.
Hell, even the Empower, eventually, you're going to start getting cleaved up. And you're at position 1, you need to level up that Empower. They just wanted the Shockwave to make sure he was securing those range creeps at the very start of the game.
again.
Another skewer.
Is that Dragon Tail? 2.5 second stun at level 1.
Yeah.
Do you feel like
Probably the biggest value point of all time.
The damage as well got increased a little bit from that level 1, 50 to 70. Feels like it definitely packs a bit more of a punch. The mana cost got reduced as well, 100 to 70. Just, yeah, the value point is through the roof. The cooldown increase doesn't really matter though, as we see tagged in. Constant poke and prod, get another skewer, but the range is out of the threat of making it back to Dire's safety, that T1 tower, so the extra damage we're acquiring there. Gonna be lacking it, unfortunately, but it's just the lane of resources. That's what it is at the moment, and DK often wins in that battle.
Yeah, just passively, right? And he's also got the Bracer, second one finished up already from Astaroth. We've seen him go the triple Bracer build as well. And worked out pretty well for him in that game. Jackie, though, dying the first time. Maybe he needs to drop the pizza party meme on the ground once he comes back to the lane.
Sam H is going back into that triple Bracer again as well.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I am, I said we saw it in AEL. Now Sam H doing it twice. Coincidence?
Look, sometimes the Australian university meta is just ahead of everywhere else.
Yeah, level 1 Roshans with a mid-line having ages. I was still like, what's going on?
Oh, denied.
At what point do you start to question, like, do I do this? Is it worth my time?
What do you mean? It's fun. It's fun watching level 1 Roshans.
I've still yet to see in a competitive game, like I know we've seen the clips, but not in the C region, I don't think, the level 1 tower attacks.
Yeah, I think... Oh, Lucy and chat position. Still keep an eye on top. No, they don't follow. Okay, so missed another kill. This is actually Lion Axe fallen down bot. It was the China region that did it, right? Oh, back up top. Mag. She'll end up falling. CML just gonna get away. So, yeah, like you were saying, we haven't seen that at all, the tower attempt. Yeah, like, pretty sure China did it once and maybe Europe attempted it like a couple days afterwards. But no one's... I wonder why no one's doing it. Do you feel like it kind of... You need the right draft to do it? You don't really want to draft something for that.
Yeah, I mean, I think in the game that they did that, they lost in 19 minutes or something like that. So they're like, woo, we got the tower, now what?
It was all for the... it was all for the memes and just the clout. So they could get that clip and get a bit of following from it. That's some next level play.
The exposure bucks were insane, for sure.
If you killed the... Maybe that he missed the call. Great Fire Blasts. A bit early. Sam H not gonna get that Cold Fate proc. Like, how do you kill this man? His mid lane zip in. Fearless gets surrounded by the double support rotation from Omega. That is a great start to pick up if they can slowly shut down this Death Prophet for Motivate. We're going to see a nice little move from Motivate though.
Triple Bracer build, even with the chainmail, not enough to be able to survive against all of that, but that's exactly what you need to happen. You need to commit so heavily for these pickoffs on Omega's side to be able to interrupt the clarity. Nicely done by Q there. Might be in a bit of trouble here on Ken. Doesn't have much in the form of mana. And it's actually going to be a haste rune top that Fearless doesn't need, so Q might be able to use this to rotate around, make something happen towards the top side of the map.
Jack.
Maybe even spotted out. I think they stole the bounty rune? No, Linux wasn't able to get it, but he did scout out the double hard camp there. So maybe Fearless is going to waltz his way over, look to take that one away from the Storm Spirit. Hell, it could have been the Axe or the Magnus that was able to take it. That is one area that they've got a relative strength in the ability to flash farm, really. It's only the DP that has some of that potential right now on Motivate's side. Once more as Shanks.
Feel like that's going to be... Do you give that Ancient to the Axe so he can get a pretty fast blink, or is it the Mag you want to prioritize?
You can give it to anyone, to be honest. Like, they're all going to have about equal levels of effectiveness. Ken, Probably one of the better items he could get in the Arcane Ring.
Fearless needs help.
Up to go in onto Fearless here.
Being able to get the Spirit Siphon out and almost back up to max HP, even dropping the Exorcism. Great use of the Snowball, but they're going to leap away. Mirana needed to stay on top of the Axe. Fearless still, Siphons all being used, so he can't get back to a fighting health pool where he can use that Exorcism to full effectiveness. So they zip on forward, and the dunk's going to come through. Great use of the rotations as Omega will defend their own stacks in the jungle.
Yeah, putting such high priority into it. The downside is, on the top side, Mastros, he'd hit his level 6, so he was free to pop the Elder Dragon form. Start pushing down this tower. He's making maximum efficiency out of it, making sure to get the poison ticking onto multiple units at a time. Popping the RP, though, with the multiple TPs coming in.
Mastros, pretty tanky. Double Bracer. Can they get rid of the creeps? In fact, it's just the Skewer to cancel the TP. No need of that arrow. Great use of the RP into the rotations from Omega. I mean, it does leave the Axe up top, but we might just see one of the supports move bot pretty soon and soak up that lane.
Where's the party?
MH has been performing so well in the laning stage. It seems like every single game he is towards the top of the net worth chart. Sometimes the decision making can fall off a little bit, and it gets to these earlier team fights, but he's of course a force to be reckoned with. He's already got the phase boots more than halfway towards the Blink Dagger. This is an insanely farmed axe.
And that's really what they're needing to get these quick-paced items to make the plays before Radiant really feel comfortable with grouping up and limiting that pick-up potential that Omega really need to play around. So I love what they're doing here. You know, Sam H is, like you were saying, I've been really impressed. We saw that double Broodmother game that he played and just so much chaos. We've seen his Axe performance as well so far, and you know, overall, I mean, Omega, they're 2-0 as well. They 2-0 Lilgun, they 2-0 South Built. Got a bit more of a tougher opponent here, but at least in terms of the laning stage start, they're looking to continue with that momentum they've had from previous series.
Even moving in onto Lionax with the use of that Observer Ward, might be able to take him down, but the silence could stop him.
Oh, Cold Feet as well.
Careful about right-clicking him until he's out. Oh, CML gets the snipe.
Such a long-range mana burn it looked like. I didn't think he was going to be ranged to actually get that, but we'll pick up the kill. It does leave Mastros solo up top, so he's able to find a T1 tower to his name. Jackie's Reincarnation's not going to get popped, but a zip on the backline. Silence once again on 3, but they'll do it the old-fashioned way with the right-click damage.
They're doing everything that they need to right now on Omega. They're getting a good amount of farm. Don't think that big ancient stack's been taken just yet, but already Sam H about 300 gold away from picking up that Blink Dagger. He's going to be able to park himself towards the top side of the map. Lane's pushed in pretty heavily. So I don't think he's going to be in danger of dying all that much, although he has to toss out the Dragon Tail to dissuade Sam H from pursuing him. Still though, very early. Very early Blink Dagger. 11-minute Blink Dagger, plus phase boots, plus 3 braces, plus a chipped vest. I mean, you talk about the potential for this Omega lineup to start to go for pickoffs and then lacking damage. They will not lack damage now that they've got all of these items super early on.
Something that I just remembered was even a thing is that +2 all attributes with the leveling. Have you seen anyone put priority in it? But I don't have, of course not this game, not that I've seen at least, but like just recently, like it doesn't seem like many people are considering it, at least.
Occasionally on a Juggernaut I see it, you know, they just get the 1 point into the God, I don't even know what it's called, but the crit attack, and then they just put more into stats because it's more consistently effective. Tino lucking out a little bit here. He's got that gigantic ancient stack, and that Possessed Mask is going to enable him to quickly take it without suffering too much HP. It's going to be a nice and quick Echo Saber coming through for him as well.
Love this though. Jackie's item build with that armlet. Recognizing that he just needs to group up, and armlet's going to allow him to take these fights earlier on. They got the Elder Dragon form, you got the Exorcism as well, but you're not going to fully commit that just yet unless a big team fight breaks out. They need to make sure they're playing around the Sentry. Sam H is also going to reveal the blink, so kind of surprised Omega didn't smoke up to maybe contest mid. He's going to blink on forward. Long zip in as well, setting up for the arrow. MG.Trust just gets chunked down. Now they're going to try and follow up for more. Tusker, can he get the snowball? It's onto CML, which drags a little bit away from the higher gun. They drop the Ice Blast, clips onto 2. But once again, Sam H with the counter initiation. The follow-up with the RP up on the higher gun finds both of them. Jackie's in trouble. He needs help and he needs it now. But Fearless going to try and pop the ultimate. They'll turn their way. Great 3-man silence. A buyback's going to come out from Q. Tina, who committed into the middle of the fight with that skewer, and it's going to cost him his life here. As they'll hit back from Motivate. It does cost Q to buy back, but a great use of the bait from the reincarnation and Fearless using that ultimate throughout the later stages.
Yeah, I was thinking, man, is this man crazy when it was essentially a 2v4, but like you said, perfect time to use the buyback by Q, instantly gets back into the fight, and, well, something that they didn't have delivered to them quite yet as he got going on there, but it did take him a while to take out the Dragon Knight. He was kind of just sitting on there front lining. But the main 2 towers are gone. Mid tier 1, top tier 1, they're gone. And you've also got your Blink Dagger up from MG.Trust. So you can see here, they're making a smoke play happen immediately. Who are they going to be able to catch out? It's Shanks, maybe.
Oh,
looking to make sure they stay under the cover of that smoke.
Nice catch. Very, very nice catch. So no, they're split
Could
now.
find Tino, though.
Yeah, this is a good move from Motivate. Jump in, Ice Blast, Q with the follow-up as well. Gonna make sure he doesn't get the skew away from the burst damage. They lock him down perfectly. So, unfortunately, I guess that's a bit of a misplay from Fearless. You kind of want to show in lane when the team's smoking, because then it's obvious, but when you're that far pushed out, you got to be a bit cautious.
It's a little bit of a misplay, but there's also the fact that, well, we need to be careful that this wraparound doesn't connect onto anyone if you Motivate, but he didn't have the exorcism off cooldown, so at least you're not losing some potential tower taking time. Might even be baiting themselves to say, hey, Illusion Rune, come and get it.
Come get MG.Trust instead.
Go and get MG.Trust, yeah.
They need Q Snowball. It's going to come through now with the Ice Blast as well. Nice illusion dodge from Ken, so he's not going to get clipped from the ultimate. Zips back on him for MG.Trust. They'll trade a 1-for-1 to start the life. Ken as well. It's got enough mana to zip on away. That's all she wrote. So an offlaner for an offlaner.
Yeah, and considering that MG.Trust was the one that got gone in on, some good positioning coming through from Motivate. Q again in the right place at the right time to be able to get the save through on that snowball. Importantly as well, he didn't give up his life for that. Having bought back previously, he pushed his Blink Dagger timing back a little bit, but still looking reasonably healthy. Only 1,000 gold away, 15 minutes in. You've got a bounty rune that you're just about to pick up. So he's going to be doing all right.
Got it.
Fearless? You see how CML is playing? I love that the Nyx is kind of hunting the Death Prophet over everyone else.
Careful.
Duels were set up. Blind Axe is nearby.
Tusker's
Pretty
here.
close to the tier 1 tower as well. Q can get in range, he can't. They'll push him away. Still coming over from Motivate though. They want to contest this big engagement. Blink on forward. Coldfield proc as well. They've caught up the storm. Can zip away. Should be out of the snowball range. So Q unable to close the distance. They're doing all of this without that carry at the moment in the Wraith King. And we've seen that Jackie's had a lot of prowess through these fights. So they're going to be careful how long they want to drag this out. Cool. Off the mark shot. Not even going to get the kill, unfortunately. Don't think it would have been enough damage nonetheless, and it's actually going to cost him his life here on Q. Can he get it? He's punch up in a couple
Blink Dagger
seconds.
available again onto CML.
Oh, they get it.
Oh, the double call.
Ice Blast, follow up. They're all grouped up. MG.Trust is going to breathe fire. He does, but Sam H. think he might. Is he going to take it? I think he's okay. Oh. Oh. Never mind.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Again, though, like, I love what they are doing right now from the Nyx Assassin. He's constantly hunting this Death Prophet. It's so much easier to be able to get the setup on Fearless because of how he needs to farm on the creep wave with that Crypt Swarm. You know, going for someone like the Wraith King who doesn't have that AoE damage like the Radiance is a little bit more difficult. And it's a lot harder to burst him down as well. Like, Wraith King's got the second life. It means that the reinforcements would come through. But for Death Prophet, you can lock him down, get that burst before the Yules.
And Wraith King, speaking of, he's only about 500 gold away from that Radiance, so, you know, eventually he's going to place himself out in the lane, but at least then he's going to be at least the level 12 mark,
Dire's
so
bottom
if
tower
he goes
is
down,
under
it's
attack.
not going to be quite as big of a deal. That the reincarnation timer marries up fairly well with what you've got for the Elder Dragon form and the Exorcism, so it's just about trying to take a team fight together with all of those ultimates available.
And what a timing it's going to be with that Radiance as well, because you've got to keep in mind he did go for the armlet as that first item, but Jackie's he's farming through the roof right now.
Sure is. His skeleton's doing the body of work, just running down that mid lane, revealing a little bit about his positioning, but you've got the rest of the team covering you. You know, you need to go through Fearless and Q first, and they realize right now Jackie's the one that's going to be carrying them forward in this game. He might even pick up a Nether Shawl. Very rare that you see that. I suppose a lot of the damage coming through is still magic for now, as they get the kill with the snipe from the Ice Blast and Masteros jumping in there with the Blink Dagger.
Must say, I've also been pretty impressed with Ken's performance as well, coming to stand in here from Omega. And Ken's no slouch as well in the mid lane. He's
even roaching with this. Level 2 Exo, tag team, Radiance completed. Why not?
it's a big timing for them. See how easy
Even
they're
more
able to
reason
take
to
it.
leave Jackie on the front line, right?
Yep.
It's not like you want to give it to a DK or a DP most of the time. Well, say that, but Fearless ends up taking it. They're still going to have to play a little bit more passively for the next 2 minutes or so. And Exorcism is going to wear off just after he uses it to finish up taking these jungle camps away from the enemy team. You can just see Q's positioning though. I'm sure he's begging Fearless, please sir, may I have a creep? I need it. 100 gold away from that Blink Dagger.
CML. Oh, we missed!
He tried for the double stun.
Oh, nice call. Still able to catch up the Wraith King. They kill him the once, and they might be able to do it the second time as well. RP skewer further under the tier 2 tower here. Jackie's going to end up dropping, and they don't have the Exorcism for this fight, so it's not a good time for Motivate to be taking a big team fight. So they might look to reset Lion Axe. Now, Master's actually going to try and blink on forward here. Another beautiful multi-hero silence from Fearless. The skewer's about to come back up. Tino's still going to drag Mastros, so he should have the damage required to get the last little tick. I say that. Slowly preventing Mastros from following up forward. Ken's going to rejoin them as well. Quick blink wave, but it's still got a lot of mana to continue chasing. Silence is out. Ice Blast follow up as well. Tino's not going to get clipped, but the big issue is the punch silence Ken back to safety.
Man, they're playing with fire constantly, Motivate, all sitting at about 30% HP, with the exception of Fearless, and good target prioritization as well from Omega. You know, realizing that the main target there was the Wraith King that they didn't give the Aegis over to, and able to skewer him back in under the tower. Only cost them the buyback from the position 5 Nexus Assassin, so well worth it for them to be able to stop the insane farm train that Jackie had been able to get. But that does get the Blink Dagger finally up on Q here. They've been able to catch out Fearless. Will he be able to dodge out? He will, with the Yule Scepter.
Got the team. Oh, stun!
Jumps into it.
Poor old Q jumping into the Impale. The Spike Carapace as well is mean they're going to be able to reveal the Ancient Apparition, but the quick Dragon Tail silence follow up as well. Ken pops the BKB, going to look to turn. They're going to be careful how long they want to stick around, especially with the X's isn't committed. Ken is more than happy to right-click, but Tino, his Q is on in. RP's on cooldown, Spirit Vessel's out, DK's not going to have the tanky effect. But Fearless, he's in fighting condition, along with Jackie as well. Has to be careful, these armlet toggles from Jackie. Spirit Vessel's out, so he has to retreat away. Jackie, oh my god. Ooh. The armlet toggled while the Spirit Vessel was on him. Just after the first, one of the ticks there, I should say. So, a team fight that Omega come out ahead of, at least net worth-wise.
You could just tell, though, like, these are two up division teams. The quality of execution is good. They're playing together as a team. The itemization is on point. And, you know, little things like, there's no way you could predict that Nyx Assassin was invisible right there and was going to use the stun forward right on where Q was looking to get the snowball in onto the back lines. That was just a little bit of bad luck going Omega's way, but still, I think you're pretty happy with how that fight turned out. If you're Motivate.Trust, able to clean up a couple of cores. Even though Sam H had that fantastic start to the game, it feels like his net worth's only gone up by about 2,000 in the past 12 minutes.
What a call! On to 2, Impale follow-up as well. That's not where you want to die if you're a Wraith King, and you don't have Fearless in the area either. Ken's gonna zip on forward, protected with the BKB. He's still losing a decent amount here, Ken. Sarge, Jackie, how is Jackie still alive? Tino's gonna come on forward, skewer, RP drop completely whiffs. Great Euroscepter from Fearless, gonna be able to dodge the ultimate from Tino, but Tino, again, doing it the old-fashioned way with the right clicks. His damage stacking up with that Empower once he's able to find the items. But exactly like you said, at the remnants of the last fight, these executions from either team really feels like it's just both two upper division teams, and it's showing right now.
Sam H coming in clutch there. You know, his involvement had kind of tapered off a little bit for the past 10 or so minutes, but the multi-man call coming through there, he ends up dying for it, but still gives him a nice little boost of about 1,000 net worth, and he's going to start building towards that BKB. Makes him a lot less vulnerable to the chain stuns, the lockdown that at the moment have been preventing him from joining in this fight. Hell, even just having the BKB against the Radiance burn is going to be super nice to be able to get those surprise calls in onto people.
It's kind of surprising taking a look at the net worth chart as the positioning from Sam H, because he was having a very good start to this game. He's kind of just tailed off for the bait has been set by CML.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Even up here, another thing that Motivate have been doing really well is essentially using this Elder Dragon form just off cooldown constantly. And it's just come up, they smoke up, they're ready to try and make a play towards this top side of the map. Hell, even in middle, you've got Exorcism back up, both lanes are pushed in. We're even just going to park Jackie up top here. Wonder if they're going to keep him here for the next 10 seconds or so, build up those skeleton charges and just let the Skelly boys do the work.
They pop the Exo.
Use the Exo for it. Not yet level 18, so you might think a little bit premature, but taking away this tier 2 tower is very vital, because that next Roche is going to be quite huge for both lineups. You know, the Storm Spirit's one that definitely takes advantage of the Aghanim Shard quite well.
They're setting up. Ice Blast coming.
To lose it.
MG.Trust needs to get the jump. He's going to be able to Q with the follow-up as well. DK, great use of the control initially. And Mag pop BKB.
Oh no.
It does leave Jackie solo top. He's got Lion Axe, but the rest of Dire is swinging on over. Especially with that outpost control, they need to get back to safety. Lion Axe, he's okay. As long as the Wraith King is outie.
Well, he's outie, but he's greedy.
Jackie?
No one else is there though. Storm doesn't have the mana.
They're connecting with Jackie actually. Yeah, he's got the team coming over.
No.
Calling the high ground. MG.Trust finds a secondary support as well. Shank's gonna drop. What a fast-paced movement from Motivate. Take that tier 2 tower top, Ken. He should be okay. Jackie, no blink. You take that tier 2 tower up top, get the Ice Blast across the map, you bring down the Tusk and the DK, you burst through a core, and then you instantly try and connect with Jackie. That's just such a fast-paced maneuver from them. They knew if Jackie could reset, and then that Dire weren't going to have the numbers that Radiant would have if they connected with the Wraith King.
They literally instantly moved after they got that pick off onto the Mag. I'm not sure if it was under the cover of this Observer Ward that was placed down just before he died, but in order to get up towards that top side of the map, you would have to assume that it was under some kind of smoke. Sam H is off to the side again. Just desperately trying to get that BKB to enable Omega's team fight.
Blackberg. Wait, did they actually see Sam H? They see the creeps getting farmed. Oh, he's gonna go for the Ancients. Oh, poor Sam H. Maybe? Maybe not? Maybe not.
He's fine.
That's a great ward in the backline from Radiant. Look at that ward position. That's going to give them so much information. Enables the jump.
Ross, he goes in.
They don't have any defensive to protect the Magnus, the burst. That's a very deep
beat again.
Q. I don't know if you want to snowball up on top of the higher ground. Quick silence. Ken has to now pop the BKB, but Jackie's going to try and move in forward. They'll kill off the axe. They do have a couple buybacks with the exorcism and BKBs. And Mega can't reset the fight and go back in. They just need to have to wait out these ultimates. Maybe even wait out the respawns as well.
It's 2 times now that Mac has popped his BKB a millisecond before dying. It's already down to 6 seconds with him essentially getting no value out of it. And you've still got about a quarter of this duration on Masros to be able to push into the tower. Doing his best was Ken to try and cut that wave, get that backdoor protection kicking in, but wasn't quite deep enough. So the skeletons, the Elder Dragon form.
Fast buybacks. Masros, nice sidestep of that potential roll in. Now they get the Dragon Tail, but the BKB still could out from the storm, but he's taking minimal damage at the moment. Once again, Sam H, a multi-hero call. Masros just gets the BKB off, and he knows that there's no extra BKB piercing stuns. So they'll lose Fearless. The issue is that Roshan's up in 5 seconds, but do they have the damage though? It's really just the mag that is going to do a lot of work on that Rosh.
Maybe they can get lucky. A few seconds until the power runes. Is it going to be a DD right in front of Rosh Pit? No, it's an invest part.
Sam H will scout it. Can they do it?
Invisibility.
They're gonna try.
Feels like they're kind of in the position where they have to. That's the thing.
Jackie.
He walks up on in.
Well, DP's up in 20 as well. They're still falling pretty low. Jackie just gonna phase check that, blinking forward instantly. The burst's gonna come through. They get rid of the Nyx assassin down for 70 seconds. Ken as well. It's a great RP from Tino, but where's the snowball delay? Q once again disrupting the combination. Now Jackie's just ripping apart of the backline. Call Sam H cuts off the first light, but Fearless is back alive and ready to rock and roll here from Motivate. Tino stunned up with the BKB on cooldown. He cannot get the skewer back to safety. In fact, he's gonna drag them to the Storm Spirit. The silence is there, Ken. He's got
BKB.
a BKB, the skewer. It cost the Storm Spirit his life. 3 will drop, and they have the exorcism as well, so they can push down mid.
And they know 2 buybacks were used in that previous encounter. There's going to be no rejoining this fight. Yeah, well, Sam H is showing bot, but he's not wanting to risk the dieback on his end, and top tower as well. It's exposed. Mirana going to do his best to try and cut the wave as quickly as he can, but you kind of feel like if you show, you're going to be dead. He's here. He's got his Blink Dagger on cooldown. Still, it's going to be enough though. That's 2 lanes.
We'll have Mag up in 30. Storm up in 30 as well if he wants to buy back. Q is making sure that this Mirana is not going to be able to cut the wave, but they've done the damage. 2 full sets of barracks. They can fall back. Now think about taking Roshan. Exo is on cooldown, but oh, they got an arcane. Love to see it.
Still a while until the next Exo is going to be available, but
By
I guess
Rosh.
you give this over to the Wraith King, right?
The shard?
Reincarnate?
Wait, you talking about the Ages?
No, the shard. Yeah, grabs it, picks it up. You've already got the sigil on Q, doing a lot of good work with scouting out information for his team. We've just seen so many times how fearless Masros has been. It's a bit of a pun, but he's just going in deep, trusting the rest of his team, you know?
Masros,
Look at him.
jump in, Sam H, counter initiation, but Q's got the protection once again with the Warrior's Punch. They haven't been able to bring down the Dragon Knight, but the BKB still pop. Mirana's going to lose his life, but Fearless in the backline, zoning them away. He's going to be careful because he doesn't have the backup of the team right now from Fearless, but the job has been done. As they'll lose Sam H, and the rest of the Dire just have to retreat to safety, but they won't be able to. Blink in once again from Masros, controls Ken. And Snowball, they've got the vision. Ken completely out of mana. And there should be a Dragon Tail up in a couple seconds, and there is. Bye-bye Storm, triple for Fearless. The voice lines.
Dire's middle tower is
I
under
mean,
attack.
yeah, when you're winning, you gotta let the other team know, right? And I feel like it won't be too long until that GG is called. Maybe they'll go for the hero play here with the RP buyback on the Storm Spirit, but they're still lacking damage. And they're knowing well enough to stay somewhat split up.
Dire's middle tower has
Play could be to wait for 15 seconds, but doesn't feel like they've got that time. Ken's just dying.
Never control. Zips back. RP. DK. Skew it in the base. Okay, well, they'll get one kill. But
He's dying though.
you've got a couple heroes back alive. Fearless with the Exorcism as well. About a third duration left here. BKB pot. Warrior's Punch. Nice Impale Stun on 2, but it won't matter. Throne ends up popping. Fearless. It's like, boys, my suit's on. I know the job. Just take the objectives.
And that scuffed picture of Masaros that just sprayed in on the ground. You know, doing the old neck slice, just saying, well, see you later, boys. I know I've got mine backing me up because, you know, we talked about it in the draft, right? It just felt like they worked well in the early game on Omega. They had some good pickoffs. They played together as 4. They were going in onto Fearless multiple times, hell, even getting some kills onto Masaros. But you reach this point where that damage drops off. You cannot kill all of Masaros, Fearless, and Jackie. Lionax was doing pretty well with his positioning, making sure that he got off his Ice Blast before he died. You know, he died 8 times, but every single time he still got his ultimate off. So his impact was felt in the team fights, and Q, good positioning as well. So Motivate, well-deserved win, but Omega, I mean, it wasn't a bad performance by any means. I think, I don't know how I feel about the Magnus pick. You know, it was the last pick towards the overall draft and just didn't end up working out well for them. And that's even without the BKBs being popped twice right before death.
Yeah, like you just said, the Mag last pick, unfortunately, not working out there from Tino. They tried something on Omega, but just not the case. You know, we were saying that going late game against Motivate, and when Motivate start to look to group up, it's really going to play out of the powerhouse that Omega are going to work with their draft. And that's really what we saw in this game. Motivate were easily able to group up around their tower, taking heroes. Love the item build from Jackie as well. Just that first item armlet at least allows him to come in these early fights, which really gave them a big advantage here. And with that being said, Motivate able to take game 1 here. A solid performance from both teams. However, we will see if Omega is going to be able to tie this series up, or if Motivate will take the 2-0 victory here of our last series of the night for the Lootbet Pro Series Season 6. We'll send it to a break. Game 2 up shortly.